promissory note that is secured by this land is only $2.4 million, and the Ramsey County property valuation for this property is $1.6 million, that you too, like me, will question why is the land acquisition cost set at $3 million when it seems like perhaps that number is a little inflated. One of the things that the Citizens Reporter is going to do as well is that this application, of course, for this tax increment financing was submitted at the beginning of April 2010. And they had also applied for tax increment financing, or at least put in an application approximately a year ago in 2009. And what would be interesting, of course, is to look at those two applications side by side to see what numbers have changed, which numbers have stayed the same. And that may also give us an idea as to whether or not, if there's been any variation in the numbers, and whether or not these numbers are set in stone, or are they just hypothetical numbers? Because truly, when the analysis is done on the application and the numbers by Springstead, that analysis has to look at how the project may move forward. Will it move forward without tax increment financing, or without tax increment financing it will not be a go? And of course, if you have inflated numbers that are being used within that equation, of course you are much more likely to get an analysis and a conclusion that without the tax increment financing that the project simply will not move forward. But what is the concrete documentation that is going to be given to Springstead and the council to demonstrate that the numbers that are being used for the analysis are truly hard numbers and not loosey-goosey numbers? And certainly I think the citizens out there should be very concerned about the reality of the numbers, whether or not they are actual numbers or are they loosey-goosey numbers, because of course it all has a bearing upon the ultimate outcome of whether or not this project is going to be determined by Springstead as one needing quote-unquote tax increment financing. So let's take a look at some more of our film footage.
And how the data got transmitted, and so again, we apologize for that. We will go through some of that in specific details, and I think it is available in the back of the room if anyone wishes to get those attachments for review at this point in time. So, I think Mr. Nephew, did you have a question? Or
no, I just want to point that out. Is that on the website as well? Karen says this afternoon it was updated.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Mayor and Council, again, this is to consider the tax increment district. The proposal before you is for 104 units of the original 180 units that were proposed. They are proposing to begin construction late this year and have the project completed in 2011. I do point out that Link Wilson is the architect. Council, previously this property was tied up in liens and legal issues. Mr. Wilson and his firm did have a lien against the property and now have a judgment settlement that they are prepared to execute once this project proceeds, and certainly we have been given assurances from the property owner that that will be taken care of.
Now, this is interesting, is that, of course, now they are indeed talking to the council about the fact that there was litigation with regard to this property and certain architects or engineering firms who had not been paid by the original developer, Bart Martineri. But what's interesting, of course, is that the staff at City of Maplewood never originally actually talked about this. It was only as a result back in 2009 when this proposal first originally again came up before the council looking for tax increment financing, that at that time that I actually did the research and went down to the Ramsey County Courthouse and found out that there was indeed litigation and alleged liens upon the property.